Subscribe so we can.
Not wasting any time. Let's get right into it. Continuing. Libra. Fuck with y'all. Y'all can be fun, nurturing, caring, cool, good listeners, and y'all are just affectionate. And y'all know how to be y'all are very social. But at the same time, y'all know how to be reserved. A level of communication and charisma, something admirable. And above all, I just like being able to talk to you guys, knowing that y'all are giving me 100% of your attention. That's why I fuck with Libra. Oh, and the typical, Libras are very balanced to the scale of individuals. Let me comment on that real quick, actually. You guys are very balanced, especially in your decision making. But that's the reason why you guys also tend to be very indecisive at the same time. It's a big contradiction. You guys can see the good and bads out of everything that you do and the things that other people do. So that's why when you're thinking about making a decision, you guys often find yourself at conflict with yourselves because you're very confused on if I should go for this or go for that. And if I go for this, how will it affect that? And if I go for that, how will it affect this? And I can't blame y'all either, sometimes it's hard to make a fucking decision. And I noticed that to be a common theme within air signs in general. But aside from Aquarius, aside from Gemini, Libras really have that in them to where they really can't make a fucking decision. But I can commend y'all because y'all are very balanced in terms of making an argument and listening to debates and whatnot. Y'all can argue both sides very well. Y'all can understand both sides very well. It's just all about picking a side. Guys I could typically bond with well and connect with well because I can understand y'all and understand who y'all are for who y'all are. And also, I said it before, y'all are really good listeners. And I like being able to have someone that will listen to what I gotta say because I got a lot of shit to say, as you can see. Although I can admit that you guys are very charming, especially the woman. Y'all level of charm is very different and on a different scale. After hearing y'all speak for a few seconds or minutes or even just seeing y'all interact with others, you usually can tell when a Libra is in your presence. You guys just stand out very much. Kind of odd when I think about it, but at the same time, I fuck with y'all for that. And with my experience with Libra women, due to that level of charm and charisma, y'all tend to really know how to socialize and flirt. But that's the thing, since y'all are natural flirts, I typically just think that y'all aren't serious and I just take it all as a joke. Maybe I need to correct that and change that about myself because I have heard Libra women in the past because of that. But overall, y'all are very intellectual and y'all are really respectable. I fuck with Libras. I don't really have much bad to say about them. But one thing I will point out, and the guys especially, one thing I noticed, which is very odd, most people wouldn't expect it from hearing what a Libra is. The Libra guys specifically tend to be very hot-headed. Is that kind of weird? In my experience, I feel like I know a lot of Libras that are typically just very hot-headed. Not necessarily the type that will just lash out like without reason, but they typically do get angry pretty quickly, or if you fuck with them enough, they will get mad and they will lash out. They're probably one of the signs that you don't want to fuck with in that regard. Don't pick a fight with a Libra. That's not going to end well for you. You might be wondering why Sagittarius is coming before Scorpio, but that's because Scorpio is definitely going to be last because I have a lot of shit to talk about Scorpio. Nonetheless, Sagittarius. Originally, my image and my view of you guys was very tainted and kind of just like, yeah. I just generally seen you guys as just non-committal and just kind of like hoish. But then I started meeting some actual like pretty cool and chill individuals that happen to be Sagittarius. And the thing about y'all that I started to respect is y'all are all about freedom, mobility, not being trapped and caged and locked down. And I can definitely understand that side of things. The thing that most people don't credit y'all with is y'all can commit and y'all usually have like an idea of marriage and whatnot. But it's like, why would you guys commit so young? And on top of that, you guys want to be free, you guys want to be mobile, you guys want to experience everything before y'all decide to choose that one person you want to be with for the rest of your lives. So I kind of applaud, the hoish behavior. Y'all are very fun to be around. Like just being around a Sagittarius, your whole vibe is just like happy and just chill and just not worried about the problems of life the whole time. That's how I feel at least. Now with actually dating a Sagittarius woman, I will say the best that could probably come out of it is that I can teach them in a sense from being a Scorpio on how to be more serious, rational, and to sit still at times, and they could teach me how to be more adventurous and, wanting to come more out of my bubble, my comfort zone, and trying new shit. So that's what I would see the best or the most amount of benefits from a relationship with the Sagittarius. I'll just know how to keep shit lit and keep shit fun. Everyone needs a Sagittarius in their life. Get you a Sagittarius. And we have Capricorn. And it's weird because I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions with Capricorn. Like most people that meet them feel like they're very just cold robots without emotions that are just very serious and just kind of there. I usually end up knowing them for who they are pretty quickly. So, being that is the case, I usually see the other side that most Capricorns don't just usually show right off the bat. That's the goofy, fun, creative, somewhat outgoing, and just unique personality that most of them do have. Yeah, they can be very business invested and very serious at times, but they also have a personality. It's just that usually they don't show it. Might have a rocky exterior, but don't judge a book by its cover, because inside they're very chill and very cool, very nurturing, very calm, stable individual. If I'm looking for a logical perspective on something or something business related, I usually go to a Capricorn, because y'all are really good with y'all money and y'all are really good at getting to where y'all need to be. Y'all are natural entrepreneurs, which leads me into the whole dating thing. Number one, they take it seriously, which is something I do as well. And y'all view a relationship as an investment of time, of value, of yourself. So you feel like you wouldn't want to invest into the wrong thing. By investing into something, you would expect to grow from it and gain a lot more than you put in originally. So I can definitely respect that mindset and that attitude towards it. My only advice is that maybe you just take it a little more lighthearted and don't take it so like this down the third. What if I lose out on this? What if I lose out on this? It's not all about profits. Sometimes being in a relationship is all about growth and understanding and knowledge. So don't block your blessings by doing all that super hard thinking about, is this worth my time? You should at times know your own worth and know if something is worth staying around, but at the same time, don't be so caught up on that. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow and let shit happen. And that's really all I have to say about Capricorn. And the last air sign we have is Aquarius. See, Aquarius, y'all are such a weird sign, but not weird in a weird way. Weird in a somewhat quirky, but different way. Y'all are just interesting individuals. You guys just have a different way of doing a lot of things that you do, and you guys are usually the ones that stand out the most. So even though, like I said, you might find a Libra, or you might spot a Libra in a room, you'll really spot an Aquarius in a room, because either one, they'll be very to themselves, or they'll just have a weird type of way of communicating and socializing with people. So they do both have, air signs in general have that trait in them, where they can be very independent but also very social. The way y'all mind works is y'all just see everything so differently from everyone else. Y'all always have a weird way of wanting to accomplish something, or at least weird in terms of how other people view it, because obviously weird is subjective and everyone's gonna have their own opinion on what weird is. But weird isn't really how I should phrase it. I should phrase that as different, because you guys are definitely very different. Natural intellects, which is a common theme within air signs, and y'all are also very rational, which is what most people mistaken for coldness, because y'all are not very emotional, or at least y'all don't really express emotions the way most people do. Unless your Mars, Moon, or Venus is in a water or fire sign. Look up your natal chart in the description below. Y'all might appear very just cold and nonchalant about shit, but y'all just don't really see the problem with what y'all do. Y'all can be caring. Most of the time, you don't think it's really necessary to be overly affectionate or overly expressive. You just expect it to be like, hey man, it's regular shit. I care about you, I care about you. But their level of loyalty does also run deep. That's also another thing I noticed with Aquarians. And Aquarians' loyalty is not one to really be questioned. If they fuck with you, they're down for you with whatever and whenever. To be honest, I don't really have much to say about Aquarius. It's just a sign that's kind of there. I fuck with y'all because I can be very intellectual towards y'all and we can have some good talks. Generally speaking, y'all innovative. That's why I can respect y'all for. Y'all very innovative and y'all know how to come up with new ideas and ways of thinking that most people don't think of. Women are cool and goofy for me personally, but on a platonic level, I really don't the way I view love and the way most Aquarius women view love is two different things. So typically I keep it on a platonic level. But on a friendly platonic level, I can really fuck with women and guys. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about Aquarius. This might be probably the shortest one, but fuck it. Pisces. I might say that with a lot of resentment or dissatisfaction. But the thing about Pisces, I have a lot to say about y'all. I'm on your ass like I was on King. The thing that I noticed about y'all is I almost always mistaken a Pisces when I first meet them for either a fire sign or an air sign. And that is because I feel like Pisces has a little bit of each sign, combine that and put that in one, and that's Pisces. I feel like oftentimes y'all try and relate to other people in order to identify yourselves. Pisces are big dreamers. They're always in their thoughts. They're always stuck in some sort of fantasy, and they can get very caught up in that fantasy. And being in their head and stuck in those fantasies, they commonly will compare real life to that fantasy and can end up destroying themselves or their own self-esteem at times, which really sucks. Y'all are cool individuals. Y'all bright individuals. Y'all caring in a different breed. But You can't be so stuck up in the fantasy all the time. I get it. Every now and then you want to escape to your reality. Who doesn't? You know, sometimes life is fucking shitty. But at the same time, you can't always be stuck in fantasy. That shit will fucking destroy you on the inside. A tip. Y'all won't identify yourselves by trying to relate and resonate with everybody. Sometimes you just gotta know how to be your own self and find your own self by knowing what you like and what you want to do. Now, I'm not gonna say that Pisces are followers, because that's really not true, especially for a lot of them. But I feel like y'all don't really y'all struggle with identity. Y'all really have like identity crisis a lot. And that's commonly why y'all stuck up in the fantasy and in y'all dreams and y'all thoughts a lot. I feel like if y'all just took more time to really understand yourselves, go deep within and really understand what the fuck you want out of life, y'all would be fine. Another thing with being so stuck up in the fantasy, especially in a woman, I find this to be very prevalent. You guys have a nurturing side to y'all, but y'all can be overly nurturing to the point where y'all feel like y'all can fix any and everything. Y'all feel useful and like you guys have purpose when you guys fix or feel like you're fixing a broken person. That's why you guys end up getting stuck in toxic situations and around toxic people. You can't fix everybody. Stop worrying about other people and be who the fuck y'all are, because y'all are strong. And above all that, y'all are water signs, water sign gang, nigga, fuck I'm playing. And although I had a lot of shit to say about Pisces and a lot of, I guess you can say, negatives, fuck with y'all overall. Y'all are very creative, y'all are very inventive. Y'all have good work ethic towards the shit that y'all want to do. Like, if y'all have a passion or feel like y'all want to get something done, y'all will really work to that till death. Don't underestimate a Pisces worth ethic. Just be who the fuck y'all are, Pisces. Y'all strong. And y'all are very underappreciated and underestimated. Keep doing what the fuck y'all doing. Lastly, and certainly not least, we have Scorpio. My beloved sign. I don't fuck with any sign more than I fuck with Scorpio, because Scorpio I can really relate to. Y'all ideals, y'all morals, and y'all views of life are usually very similar to me. And if they're not, we can talk about the differences and understand each other and just talk about life in general, because life is so fucking weird. I always find myself taking something from having a conversation with a Scorpio. Like, I always find myself taking something from that. And also just discussing pain and hurt and all this other shit. So both Scorpio guys and girls have provided me with that level of knowledge. And also have helped me through shit that I've gone through. Some of my best friends and people that I've known for the longest within my life are Scorpios. I haven't particularly really been too involved with any Scorpio woman, but I mean, I feel like it would definitely be an experience to have. Now, something very common in Scorpios that everyone seems to bring up is that intimidating aura and that vindictive nature. It can appear very childish, but let's dig deeper. Let's talk about why, and we can make our reputation a lot better. What most people fail to understand about Scorpios, and I have a whole video about this shit called Confessions of a Scorpio Man. Go swipe up and go watch that shit. But that vindictive shit comes from vulnerability or a fear of vulnerability. Scorpios aren't withdrawn just because they want to be withdrawn and angry and mean. Matter of fact, they want to feel, but they hate to feel. They don't like feeling shit, because when they feel shit and they get invested, they get hurt. But maybe that's the key. Hurt, that pain and that struggle is what makes you and has made you who the fuck you are. Maybe if you allow yourself to get hurt more, you put yourself in situations where you're vulnerable to get hurt, you will be susceptible to growing more than you ever have. Maybe you should stop blocking your blessings by being so guarded. Y'all go into every situation expecting in your mind that maybe this could fail. No, be more positive, be more optimistic. Y'all will go into there, high guard, get hit once in the face.
No, it's high guard again, now I gotta move.
Nah, get hit a little more. Learn what hurts and what doesn't. You learn what you don't like and what you do like. Put yourself in situations where you can be more vulnerable. That vulnerableness will allow you to grow and blossom and expand upon who you are. I promise you. You might look at a Scorpio from 2 years ago and look at them now and they'll be a completely different individual, because they constantly go through changes and rebirths. But they also go through a lot of debts. And not literal debts, but debts to old situations, people, and traits and toxic shit. Scorpio's loyalty, care, and appreciation for others is very underappreciated. If we want to talk about it in terms of friendships, in terms of love, in terms of all that shit, they look at that shit very seriously. They're very about depth. They're very about something that's not on the surface, something that's below that, something that's deeper than that. Most times they get hurt because a lot of things in this world currently are looked at very casual. But Scorpios aren't like that. Scorpios are intense. Scorpios are passionate. Scorpios want to go for what the fuck they want, and they don't want to be held back or stopped by fucking ideals or things that might potentially hurt them. But here's the thing, Scorpio. You can't change the world, really. You can change certain things about the world. You can have an impact, but you can't change the world. You can only adapt. What if something good comes out of you putting yourself up there and being vulnerable? Is that you think too much and then you do. Maybe you should do more and then think about it after. Just let shit happen and let loose. And with that being said, that's how I'm going to conclude this video.